Here are 10 good things to know to help you drive in Brazil. In general, you can rent a car in Brazil using your foreign driver's license, a passport, and are at least 21 years old. You will generally be eligible to drive a vehicle that can hold up to 7 passengers total, including the driver. Popular Brazilian car rental companies include Movida, Localiza, Unidas, and more. Most car rental agencies provide basic insurance coverage, but they will ask if you want to pay for extra protection. It is okay to decline the extra coverage if desired. Brazilians drive on the right side of the road and speed limits are measured in kilometers per hour. 1.6 kilometers per hour corresponds with 1 mile per hour. So, if a street sign lists 40 kilometers per hour, that corresponds to 25 miles per hour. You can expect speed limits to range from about 30 to 60 kilometers per hour in the city and about 80 to 110 kilometers per hour outside the city and on highways. It is common to allow motorcycles to stop in a designated area at traffic lights in front of cars. So, don't stop in that area if you are driving a car. Additionally, you will often see motorcycles weave in and out of traffic lanes and squeeze between vehicles. You may also hear honking from them, which is not necessarily rude or impolite. It is common to honk in a brief manner to call attention and let drivers know they are passing or nearby. When stopping at traffic lights, you may at times see performers, workers, or vendors in the middle of the street. They are doing this for money. You do not need to feel obligated to talk to them, give money, or accept their work, such as cleaning your windows or windshield. You can simply decline by shaking your head and shaking your index finger as a no. At various locations within a city, your speed is monitored and cameras take pictures of your license plate. Fines are assessed automatically for speeding. However, there is almost always a street sign warning you in advance of a speed trap. Popular navigation apps like Google Maps or Waze can also notify you of upcoming speed traps while driving with GPS. If you're renting a car, speeding fines can get added to your rental cost upon returning a vehicle. One-way roads are common in Brazil and are marked with a sign having a single arrow pointing in the proper direction. Furthermore, left turns are sometimes not possible on streets or intersections. Sometimes you may need to continue driving straight until you reach something called a retorno. Retornos often have their own street sign, or you may see an open area in the middle of the road without a median where other cars are turning. At the retorno, you can go left and make a U-turn, and then go back to the place you originally wanted to turn. You may see writing on the street with the word Ônibus. This lane is generally for buses only, though exceptions apply. Street signs will often show the times the bus-only lane applies. Stay out of this lane while driving unless you know it is no longer the bus-only time. An attendant fills up your gas tank for you, and gas stations generally accept cash and credit and debit cards. You may see fueling options such as alcohol, which is ethanol, and gasolina, which is gasoline. The listed price is per liter, not per gallon. If you want your gas tank completely filled with gasoline, you can tell the attendant to completa com gasolina. Lastly, gas stations in Brazil may also not be open 24 hours a day. It is not unusual for some gas stations to close later in the evening, such as 10 p.m. The city of São Paulo prohibits vehicles, with certain license plate numbers, from driving during peak hours. If the restriction applies to your vehicle and you violate the law, you can be fined. In general, the restriction applies during weekdays, Monday through Friday, and during the peak hours of 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. The following days and last license plate numbers dictate if your vehicle is prohibited from driving in the city during the restriction times. There are exceptions to the restriction, such as for school buses, ambulances, mail, fire, police and military vehicles, and taxis, among others. When in doubt, assume you do not have an exception. Sometimes while parking in public areas, there may be an unofficial person asking for money to help you park and watch over your car, as if it is a tip for a service. This kind of unofficial person is nicknamed flanellinha. Although you have no obligation to pay, some people still pay anyway to avoid a big scene or because of a fear of vandalism. Giving an amount of around 5 reais as you leave the parking spot is probably enough. Be sure to keep a small amount of cash on hand while driving just in case you need to deal with an unofficial park helper. That is all for today. Here is a summary of the 10 good things to know while driving in Brazil. It's now time to go. Drive in Brazil. Please share, like, and subscribe for more Brazil videos like these. Until next time, até logo.